Fact or fiction, the penalty kick should be taken by the player who actually gets fouled.
Hell yeah, that's a that is a fact. Yo, I'm surprised no one's came up with this like before. Like this is the first time we're hearing.
Let me
this.
just say, as a non-soccer fan, I didn't even know that was a thing until you just told me that was going to be the topic.
Yeah, you didn't.
I actually always thought that it was like a free throw in basketball. If you got fouled, you take the penalty kick.
No, Luke.
It doesn't make any sense any other way.
No, this is crazy.
I feel like I might be on punked. Like,
no.
because who made that rule? First of all, I think soccer rules are dumb in general because I don't know how you can have a sport where you don't use your hands.
You're right.
But we're not going to talk about that right now.
Luke is very Americanized, so my summer work has been slowly getting into soccer.
It's not working, but I am taking part in these topics.
I appreciate it. It's going well. But so we've been watching Gold Cup, Women's World Cup. We've been watching all the different stuff, and Luke's been trying to follow along with me.
I've watched the 3 games where the U.S. women shut out and it wasn't competitive, right. And the 1 game I missed came down to a penalty kick or came down to a shootout. And of course I missed that game. And I was like, hey, Bobby, when's the next game? He was like, Friday. And I was like, wow, that's a pretty big gap in between games. He's like, you didn't just watch that heart attack that I suffered? And I missed the game by like 30 minutes when it called. So I haven't seen a good game yet.
So I completely, so I, like with the World Cup now this week, right? Even if it's women's or not. But the penalty kicks, it just goes to show you that no matter what it is, even the World Cup, like this is crazy that you're allowed to, I just think it's nuts that this is like the only sport where like the player that gets taken down originally in the box, right, in soccer per se, doesn't necessarily take the penalty kick, right? So the problem is, I know soccer fans will tell you it's because it's a team game, so it doesn't necessarily mean that player was going to shoot. They might have been going into pass, and then they took them down in the middle of passing to like their star player who was going to shoot it. Whatever. I don't care, man, because this is my point with the soccer thing. I think it would be a hell of a lot more fun if you had tactics like you did in NBA, right? Like a hack-a-shack.
Like a hack. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like a hack-a-shack.
Right? Like what if it got down to that point and you're like, hell no, I'm not going to let, Lionel Messi.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him the layup, or I'm not going to give him the layup.
Yeah, I'm not going to let him score.
I'm like slide tackle him and make him
slide in and take this guy out. I think then soccer will be a little bit more fun.
Then I might watch it, yeah.
They basically, so this weekend, I think it's crazy. So, Women's World Cup. Sam Kerr, who many consider going into this competition was like the best striker in the world for New Zealand, it came down to where she had to take a crucial penalty kick, right? Yeah. That would have, it wouldn't have lost them the game. And now, unfortunately, she missed a penalty kick, right? And New Zealand was kicked out in the knockout stage, right? Unfortunately, like they're done. So that's unfortunate, right?
Yep.
Then you have the U.S. soccer team, and you have Rapinoe, who I think played her worst god-awful game of the competition, along with many others. But she gets credit now for 2 penalty kicks. Neither of them were of her getting taken down. And the whole thing that started this was Alex Morgan was going to take the penalty kick for the U.S. to put them over in that game, right? Then they go to video review. The coach talks about it. And next thing you know, Rapinoe now is taking the penalty kick for the U.S. team again. And their whole thing was like, it's confidence, so we want the girl who made the first free penalty kick to kick the second one because she's already confident for whatever. But I'm just like, I think it's crazy that you're even allowed to choose. And then you have Sinclair on Canada, who's their legendary player. She's not going to kick the penalty kick. Canada loses that game 1-0 because the girl that takes it misses. Then, today, Luke, just today, the Netherlands win in the 90th minute on a penalty kick taken by Lieke Martens. And she's considered one of the best players in the world as well. And she makes it, and they defeat Japan to go on to the next round. So it's just crazy how, like, the penalty kicks have completely affected the World Cup so far for the women. And it just reminds me of how important the penalty kicks are in these games. And it's crazy, I think, that it's the only sport where, like, the main player gets to take the penalty kick. Like, Am
Yeah,
I
no,
crazy
it's
for
stupid.
thinking this? Like,
Yeah. It's like if you do a hack-a-shack and then they throw Kobe at the free throw line or something. It's very no. I don't understand it at all.
I don't understand it because in hockey, I don't care. And it's like, oh, well, someone actually, I looked on Twitter and someone mentioned like, well, if this, because I looked into this, I'm like, is this a thing? Has anyone even debated this, in my opinion, whatever? And it's like, everyone's saying that, oh, well, if a defender gets taken down, you don't want her taking the crucial shot. It doesn't matter. Like, that's the whole point.
Because then it could become strategic.
Right.
Yeah.
And then in hockey, I don't care if the defender gets up ice and they pass it to the defender and boom, the defender gets taken out. He's still taking the penalty shot. And now my other argument to this is for the people out there that want to tell me it's because, oh, it was originally installed in FIFA because the player that gets taken down and a lot of times might be injured. Well, if he can't get up and take the penalty shot, right, which is converted by, say, 75% of the players, okay, if he's not healthy enough to do that, he shouldn't be finishing the rest of the game. He or she shouldn't be finishing the rest of the game.
That's such a stupid rule.
Because in the NBA, this happened in the finals with Klay Thompson.
Yes, it did. And he came out, he jogged out of the locker room.
Because what happens in the NBA, if you choose to have another player shoot your free throws,
Yeah, you can't come back
you
in.
can't come back in the game.
Which is the way it should be.
That's how it should be in soccer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah, no, I mean,
and then it's a strategy move
I don't
too.
even think there's like a lot of times in an argument, even if I'm passionate about something, not that I'm passionate about this because I don't like soccer, but even when I'm passionate about something in an argument, sometimes I'll try to see the other side. In this one, I'm not passionate about it, but just as an outsider looking in, it's a completely one-sided, all the logic versus absolutely no logic.
I think that I don't know. I watch a lot of soccer. I get the whole idea of you. It's a very important shot. You want your special player taking it, but for me, it's like I don't think you should have that much control. At the end of the day, it's like it's still a foul that happens in the box. I think it's crazy that you get an entire free shot basically in the first place. So to even it out a little bit, I think it should be that the player that gets taken down, whether they're a good shooter or not, should have to shoot the penalty kick. And I think it makes it a hell of a lot more exciting that way.
What is the other side's reason? It's just that's the way it's always been?
They're saying one, the player might be injured, so they can't convert the shot. So we just debunked that whole
horrible,
thing,
yeah.
right? Because also in strategy,
they should adopt the NBA's
here's the other
rule for
thing
that.
in strategy, right? The player might not be hurt enough to where they can finish the game, like they might be able to finish the game, but if it's the 75th minute of the game, right? Just hear me out. Then it adds a little bit more strategy to it, which I like strategy because it can decide a game.
Yes.
I think it adds a little bit more strategy to the game because then it's like, okay, all right, listen, we have the chance for our best penalty shooter to kick this penalty, but we have to risk the other guy not playing the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But in that case, you might want to do it because in that case, you might be all like, if we can make this goal and we go up by one,
and then we just need to hold.
We just need to hold still for the last 15 minutes without this player on the field. Then it might be worth it. So I think that might be fun to decide, like if it's worth it or not to do that.
In the NBA, though, if you come out of the game and somebody else shoots the free throws, the other four guys on the court can't shoot the free throw.
Mm-hmm.
The guy coming in for him has to shoot the free throw.
Right.
So in soccer, if Messi's on the field, he would not be allowed, if they adopt the NBA's rule, he would not be allowed to kick the penalty kick for his teammate.
But you might be able to sub in, I'm saying, a player. Now, if it's defense, it's not the situation, but I'm saying if it's like maybe a midfielder or a forward, who's not as good tactically on the net, then you might be like, we want to bring in the guy who can make more tactical shots than this person, and it might be a better move.
Yeah, I'm just very surprised because I don't know the rules of soccer inside and out. I know you can't use your hands, which I think is ridiculous, but I really don't know.
Why?
Because it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
That's a topic for another day.
I mean, that's a different topic. I wouldn't even argue that.
I'm not even going to start with you, but go ahead.
No,
I'll let you finish.
I'm not saying they should. It would ruin the game. It would be a totally different game. I'm just saying that's why I never got into soccer as a kid growing up. I never played it because I was like, this is stupid. I can't use my hands.
Okay. I could when I played soccer because I was a goalie, but
that'd be different. If I played soccer, I would have had to have been the goalie.
But so what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say on that?
I just didn't know that rule before you just told me that was the topic.
Right. Well, there's another rule that you can also you can pass the ball on a penalty kick in regulation, and another player could come in and kick it into the net. But I bet you a lot of people didn't know that. So check it out.
I definitely didn't know that. I didn't know many of these rules besides the hands thing.
It's soccer, man.
Or lack thereof.
It's the world. It's a worldwide game. Crazy things, but I think that's crazy that I don't.
I think that's nuts.
I got basketball, baseball, football, a little bit of hockey.
All right, well, the world disagrees.
I know the world disagrees. The world
That's
also
the
likes
end of
cricket and rugby. So.
That was a good ending.